friends, welcome to Gyan Days HEPGEC program. Here we're going to revise history, economy, polity, geography, environment and current affairs by solving previous year and model questions. So let's start with the first question. It's from history. Which one of the following is the correct chronological order of battles fought in India in the 18th century? So chronology based questions are quite frequently asked in UPSC questions, and this could be of important historical events. It could be from your political history, it could be from history of a national movement, or constitutional history, legislations and etc. So chronology based questions are frequently asked. Let's consider this particular one. The battles asked here are Vandivash, Buxar, Amber and Plassey. And over the top of it, we can understand that Battle of Plassey and Buxar, very important battles in the history of modern India. And we can say that Plassey, the Battle of Plassey happened first, and then it was followed, then Battle of Buxar followed. So any options which has Plassey before Buxar, we can eliminate. So we can eliminate A, and we can also eliminate Battle of D, because both of them shows that Battle of Plassey occurred after Buxar, which is strong. Actually, Battle of Plassey is the first battle fought with the Indian East India Company, British East India Company, and the Army of Nawab of Bengal. So the options left for us are B and D. And Battle of Amber and Vandivash, both happened during the Carnatic Wars, but importantly, Battle of Amber happened in the Second Carnatic War, and Battle of Vandivash is the decisive battle between the French and the English East India Company, which happened in the Third Carnatic War. So our answer is here is B. Amber, Plassey, Vandivash and Buxar. Okay, then let's move on to the next question. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is aimed at. This was asked in 2016. It was a current affair question that year because this Mudra Yojana was introduced in the budget session of that year. So budget session is very important topic for prelims preparation, especially for prelims. It could also be asked for mains, but programs, schemes and government initiatives which are announced in budget can also come as your questions in your 2020 preliminary exam. So be careful. And Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is a scheme to fund the unfunded. The scheme of fund used to fund the unfunded from the categories of non-agriculture and non-corporate. So they are financing, and up to 10 lakh rupees are allotted as loans to persons applying for loans under non-agriculture and non-corporate category. So let's consider the options given here from that angle. Bring the small entrepreneur into the formal financial system. That sounds to be true, and let's just to make sure consider the other options B, C and D. B, providing loans to small farmers for cultivating particular crops. No, we already established that it is given only for non-agriculture activities, and therefore B is not our answer. And C, providing pensions to old and destitute persons. No, it is not a scheme related to pensions. So C is also not our answer. D, funding the voluntary organization involved in the promotion of skill development and employment generation. Again, D is not our answer. Our right answer is A. Let's move on to the next question. It's from polity. Under the Constitution of India, which one of the following is not a fundamental duty? You have to be very careful when you read the question the first time, because the entire question's meaning hangs on this one simple word, not. The best of us can make a mistake based on that. If you miss that, the entire meaning changes. So consider, just remember, it is a not question. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? Now, we all know that fundamental duty was incorporated into the Constitution in the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Originally, it was not present in our Constitution, as we adopted it in the 1950. So, it was incorporated into using this Amendment Act, and it was inspired by the Russian Constitution. And it gives a set of duties which the citizens are obliged to serve to their motherland. So they are asking which among them is not a fundamental duty of a citizen of India. So let's consider: A, to vote in public election; B, to develop scientific temper; C, to safeguard public property; D, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals. Of the options given here, except A, all are your fundamental duties. It all comes under Part 4A of the Constitution. Except to vote in public election, all the other scientific temper, safeguard public property, abide by Constitution, respect the ideals, all are part of your fundamental duties. And be careful, they could easily ask this question. They could just change some words and change. They could ask which of the following given are your fundamental duties. So, fundamental duties again important topic in polity. So, take care of fundamental duties. Let's move on to the next question from geography. With reference to River Luni, which one of the following statement is correct? The options given here. Before that, let's just say that important geographical locations and important geographical features around the world and particularly in India is important for your UPSC exam also. And this is one of such important rivers in the state of Rajasthan. And one of the important, peculiar and very interesting feature of River Luni is that it does not flow into a sea or an ocean or a big lake. It flows, as it flows, it disappears over Rann of Kutch. So, let's consider the options from that angle. Option A, it flows into the Gulf of Khambat. No, we already said it does not flow into any gulf. So, A is wrong. And B, it flows into the Gulf of Kutch. No, it is not. It does not. So, B is also wrong. And C, it flows into Pakistan, merges with the tributary of Indus. Wrong. Again, wrong. And D, it is lost in the marshy lands of Rann of Kutch. Yes, Luni River disappears in the marshy lands of Rann of Kutch. So, our answer here is D. Okay, then let's move on to the last question, which is from environment. In which one of the following categories of protected areas in India are local people not allowed to collect and use the biomass? There's a lot of not questions today in today's session. Be careful, it is important. You could miss that. We all committed that mistake. So be careful. They are asking which of the category of protected areas which are not allowed, where local people are not allowed to collect and use biomass. So let's consider the options given here. Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere Reserve, especially international biosphere reserves, are established under Man and Biosphere Program of UNESCO. And they preserve both human activity and nature. They conserve people and nature. So that is their motto. So Biosphere Reserve permits local people to collect and use biomass. So A is not our answer. And now let's consider B and D together. So we'll consider C first. Wetlands declared under Ramsar Convention. Ramsar Convention advocates wise use. This is important. They do not discourage use. Ramsar Convention, which was constituted to protect the wetlands across the world, advocates wise use of the said wetlands. They do not restrict the local population from accessing these wetlands. So again, C is not your answer. Now we are left with B and A and C. Sorry, B and D. Now, National Park and Wildlife Sanctuaries, they are both constituted under Wildlife Protection Act. of 1972. But there is a peculiar difference between national parks and wildlife sanctuary in that national parks do not allow local people to collect and use biomass. That is the basic difference between wildlife sanctuary and national park. But whereas in wildlife sanctuary, local people are allowed to collect honey and other biomass like minor forest produce like twigs, tendu leaves, etc. Therefore, D is not our answer, and our answer here is B, which is national parks. That's all for today. Thank you. See you tomorrow.